Civil servants must farm. We must farm or die. We must win the war. The war on inflation. College students must farm. Executives must farm. All the traders must farm. Everybody must farm.
I will be talking about subsistence agriculture, which is simply put the production of food at a local level to take care of immediate needs. And you know, everything is rural, local, and grassroots. And it is only when you begin to produce locally that you will find out one day that you are producing more than you need. And once that happens, you will gradually be going commercial. You may not set out to go commercial by investing a whole lot, and maybe you can run into harvesting and storage challenges. Just begin from your hamlet. Begin from your family. Try to produce enough for your family. And when you do that, you find out that you are no longer buying this item that you are producing. You're no longer buying it. And once you stop buying it, then you begin to see the excess production. Call it excess foodstuff. You will then begin to make it available for customers. And if you have operated in the rural area, you will find out that a lot of times people who live in the cities go out very early in the morning to the surrounding rural areas to find out if they can buy food stuff at a very low price. And of course, when they get there, they will get a low price because the owners of those food items for sale don't have any overhead like transportation and storage. They just come out from their houses in the rural areas, bring out what they have, and sell to this itinerant buyer. Produce what do you call it? Scout. Call it that way. You know, they're going about scouting for food, for produce, food stuff, and they get them at a very low price. One thing that we have found out from research is that some of them go back with what they've purchased early in the morning. They go to the nearest main market. They just do a little markup to the price. They will sell and make profits. They will go home. So this is almost like, you wouldn't call it arbitrage because, oh well, you can call it arbitrage in some way. Could be arbitrage conceptually, because they just walk across, pick it up from your place. Of course, they buy it. They go like 3, 4, 5 miles. They sell it. It is not exactly arbitrage because they paid for it. Versus coming to your place and seeing it and say, okay, I am making a commitment. I'm going to buy this. Don't sell it to anyone else. I'll be right back. And if you are reliable and you have integrity and your yes is your yes, when you say, okay, I'll keep it for you, this involves trust. The person will go back to the marketplace and say, look, I have this item, I have this produce, I have this food stuff, and I can sell it to you at so and so price. If you give me a deposit I will go and bring it and deliver to you. When I deliver it, you will pay the rest. And actually, the deposit this itinerant buyer or arbitrage person will do, the deposit they will get could be even up to the total amount that they will pay to get the supply, or sometimes more. And when that happens, he already made his overhead. Comes back to you, pays you what you agree, cut away the produce or the food stuff, and go back to that market and deliver and get the balance. That balance may be entirely profit. I am trying to be as practical as possible when it comes to small scale agriculture, subsistence agriculture. It begins just like that. You will look around your immediate area. What you have might be firewood. Just might be firewood. People are looking for firewood in the city. They are. So you arrange firewood, keep it right there, at your place. If you have mushrooms, you get them together, package them and wait. If you have fresh vegetables, fresh fruits from your garden, of course, you have brought out what you're going to use for your family. And when these people come around, then you will make some money. Once you build up that trust, they will know that they can get something like that from you. They might even begin to come every morning. Every morning. So you are sure that someone is coming every morning. But you can still say, oh, I don't have any today. That's no crime. But at least you know that you have demand, which is one of the three three stands of economy: demand, supply, price. Demand, supply, and price. So there's demand. Somebody is coming to you to ask for these things. So it means that the farmland in your compound, in your backyard, your front yard, on both sides of your driveway, anywhere in your compound, can be your garden, farm. You begin only as much as you can. And when you begin to get those customers, you know that you are in business. And if you also know that you can make more money with it, once you bring out the ones that your family is going to use, you can decide to go to the market by yourself, because you know that the itinerant buyers are making profits on you. If you have the stamina, if you have the motivation, you have the energy, you have the wherewithal, transportation, motorbike, taxi, cab, commercial van or bus, bicycle, whatever works for you for transportation, you will move those your farm produce to the nearest market and sell at a higher price than you would have sold to the itinerant buyer. So you have provided the supply at a higher price. So you make a little more money, discounting your energy, your bicycle riding, and your time away from the house and all that. Well, you make more money. So that will give you the motivation to plant more, so you can harvest more, do the watering, do the manuring, do the composting, do the different things, and staking and stalling and arranging and whatever you need to do to make sure that you are getting harvests. And that will help you to make more money. Before you know it, you will be a farmer. of repute. Because the people who buy from you will say where they're getting their wares. They will say it. And when they say it, you will begin to have more and more customers. And what will that do to you? You can go to the neighboring compounds and buy from them. When you buy from them, you have more wares. You can decide to sell to the itinerant buyer. You can decide to go to the market with it. And at some point, you can create a food store in front of your house. Just your front yard. You create a food store. The food store can be a place where you'll be selling those foodstuffs raw. Raw. The people will come and buy from you. If you have the gift, talent, calling, passion, skills, and capacity, you can create a restaurant with your organic produce. So when people come to your restaurant and eat, they will know that they're eating something that's fresh. And gradually, if that area is a little remote and you cannot get good traffic to make more sales, you can move your restaurant to a place that is nearer to the nearest market or even to the market itself, depending on how far the market is from your place. We are talking about agriculture. So now you see that the agricultural activities have forward integration and backward integration. For backward integration, you can go and plant them. You can go and source them from your neighbors, from your friends in the local area who may not have your kind of motivation or the energy or even the business acumen, and you know, whatever it is, you can get from those ones. That is backward integration. And then forward integration, you will move to the market and sell them there. So you are a farmer. So when you sell those foodstuffs raw at the nearest market, or when you use them to run a restaurant, you are doing forward integration. The main thing is that you are in agriculture, benefiting from planting the crops, harvesting them, using them to make more money on the front end and the back end. Agriculture is where things are right now, because if you look around, if you take your measurements or make your inquiries, you will find out that the cities are overcrowded. You know that already. Just name it. Any city. Just mention any city. Think about any city. The cities are overcrowded. So what do? Target the cities. And those in the cities want food. They want food. They need food desperately. So you decide your method of delivering food to the cities. Are you going to be a hawker? Are you going to be an itinerant seller? Are you going to create a mobile market in your van, in your car? It happens. Once you create trust and people can trust you, those people in the markets will know that you will bring your food at 11 a.m. and you'll be with them from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's 2 hours. You have enough supply of food to last 2 hours because people will be buying, because that's their break time. By 2 o'clock, around that time, you are exhausting your food supply. You go to the market and buy the food items that you do not produce from your farms. You go back home, take something from your farm, add the ones you purchase from the market, begin to prepare for 11 a.m. the next day. That is agriculture. Sometimes we talk about agriculture, some of us just end up in thinking about a huge piece of land, 1 acre, 10 acres, with the mechanized systems, using the caterpillar, using the whatever you call them, and till the ground for you, and use all kinds of things that will cost you so much money, and you do not even know what the weather is going to do, whether it's going to be too much rain that will kill your crops, or too much sun that will kill your crops, and all that. You begin small with that little garden in your compound. When you do that, you begin to know where your market is. And when those itinerant buyers come to your place, they'll be asking you for specific things. That's how you take your sensor. That's how you know what they need in the cities. When you capture all these things, that's like data. When you capture these things, then you are able to roll and make money, because you know what the people need. Begin with your plantation, your garden, your rural agricultural effort. 1 plot, half plot, whatever it is, and produce for your family, so that your family may not have to be buying those food items. When you do that, then you have saved your family money, and then begin to sell the excess. From the excess, you can gauge how much of it that your family used. You double the supply, triple the supply, quadruple the supply, knowing that other families will consume as much or even more when you look at what you consume in your family. By so doing, let's just say you produce 100 items, just throwing numbers around, 100 items. You use 25 items, 75 items are left. You go and sell the 75 items. When that happens, you have made money. But begin with what your family can use, so that you can be a farmer, grow your farming business, make more money, knowing that there's need for food everywhere you go. So I want to thank you for staying with me today. We will attend to similar topics at another time. Goodbye.
Civil servants must farm. We must farm or die. We must win the war. The war on inflation. College students must farm. Executives must farm. All the traders must